Welcome everyone, and this webinar we will focus on one of the challenges actually people say or experts say will become maybe the same as net congestion is at this moment, water, and then specifically water scarcity, water availability, water circularity in the end, hopefully, which we will discuss today as well. Maybe first introduce myself. My name is Lisanne van Oosterhout. I am project coordinator of Next Tech Food Factories, which is a collaboration between Brainport Development and Agri-Food Capital. And we help food industry with their technological innovations, implementation, and also connecting the network. And I'm joined here by two guests. Joining online with us is Adriaan from Urufex, and also joining here next to me is Stefan from Waterplatform Brabant. And yeah, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit, what you do in relation to water, and how also you work with the network together, and the challenges that you see.
Sure, thank you very much. Stefan Kramer, I'm a local person, so from the Brainport here in Eindhoven. And I joined Waterplatform 5 years ago. I'm now a board member and actually vice president of the organization, and we really combine the key stakeholders from the province to work on the water challenge that we have. And it's really the SMEs, so who make the innovation, who produce solutions. We combine the local water boards, drinking water company, industry, but also the educational organization. So, and all of this, with this combination, we approach the water challenge and make sure that we have sufficient water for the years to come.
Thanks for this first introduction. Maybe first on that last thing you mentioned now, the water challenge. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on what actually is this challenge that companies and maybe specifically food industry is facing at this moment, or what is for them to come?
If you look at the province, there's a lot of drought here in North Brabant. It's sand soil, so if there is water, it disappears very quickly. Yeah. So you have to take care of this. If you go back in time, it was a linear system where if you had some water, you made sure that it disappears as quick as possible. Yeah. So you would use it once, and it would go straight to the sea actually. And what you do now is really to retain the water locally, to make sure that you have sufficient water, because in the end, the usable water, there isn't sufficient water. So you have to make sure that you keep it here and that you reuse the water in some form or shape. Yeah,
in a circular way.
In a circular way, yes.
And do you see also changing, like the changing challenges that the industry faces at this moment?
Yeah, in the end, we want to produce more. Yeah. So the number of people are increasing. So that means that the consumers will consume more water, housing, but also the industry, you need to produce more. Yeah. So there is more need for water, and then in the end you want to use less. Yeah. So you have to be more smart how you use the water, and as such we can grow.
Yeah. And I also learned recently actually that some companies that want to expand or want to have a water connection can't even get one anymore. Yeah, true. Yeah. So at this moment it's already very close actually to industry.
Yeah, the urgency is even now. Yeah. So when you want to have a new connection, the Brabant Water Company that supplies the drinking water, they have to say yes or no. And if it's a no, then you need to look into an alternative. So that is one way. So rather than to use drinking water, are there alternative sources? My opinion is everything that doesn't go in a bottle or in a jar, you can use different water for the processes.
Yeah. Can you give an example of where you worked on this type of, changing from one water to another one, or maybe an efficient water use, maybe in food industry?
Yeah, you can call it industrial water. So that's where you take water from a river or any surface water source, and that's where you clean it. You cannot call it drinking water, but the quality is equal. Yeah. It's like champagne is only from the Champagne region, drinking water only comes from the drinking water company.
Yeah.
But the water quality is good, you can use it, and as such you have an alternative source to use in the factories when you produce the food or for the agricultural use. Both can use a different water source.
Yeah.
That is one thing. The other thing is to increase the circular water, and that's really to reuse the water within the factory, or as a water chain that you through different companies, different organizations, chain members that you reuse the water.
Yeah, and can you give an example of where this is already being done?
There are a couple of them. So even within a province of North Brabant, so that's where organizations work together.
Yeah.
So from one factory, Swinkels is one example, Lieshout. So they provide the output of the water.
So the brewery for those.
That's a beer brewery.
Beer brewery, yeah.
Thanks. So that's a beer brewery, and the effluent, so the wastewater leaving the factory, they've got their own treatment plant. It goes into a canal, and the farmers, the local farmers, can then get the water from that canal and use it for the agriculture. Yeah,
so also there you have this close connection in the value chain, actually using.
It's always a local thing, so that's why we organize the different chain members, the different type of organizations that you need in order to get this done. It's a local event, it's local collaboration that you want.
Yeah.
And that's what I really orchestrate from my platform.
You're a water orchestrator in a way,
and that's
maybe you can explain a little bit, because you even have your own wand.
Yeah, I brought my pen, so this comes from the Water Embassy, and it represents. So it's a pen with a bit of water, and the light shining through the pen should really reflect on the design that you have. And it's in order to remind us that water is an important part of the design that you make.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't come in the end or afterwards. Already in the design that you make, in your factory or in the water system, that you really incorporate this.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's already an important thing to highlight, that water, it was always there, but now becoming more scarce. It's important to take it into account when you design a factory or when you change your factory or new processes, that you take water into account in the design phase.
Correct.
Yeah. I think we will also get to that also with Urufex, who will talk later as well.
I'm very keen to learn.
Yeah, but maybe one last question, because you're really this orchestrator, so you have these different organizations that you get involved with, SMEs, province, water boards. What is the main challenge, and how do you solve it when working with all these different entities together?
Yeah, I think the whole technical side is done. So there are sufficient technical solutions there. We've done pilots in the field also to make sure that it works.
Yeah.
So now it's time to really execute, to scale up. And that's where you really need organizations to really be involved. So you need an incentive.
Yeah.
Is it intrinsic from yourself, or is it by law that you need to make a change? Yeah. Then you've got finance, who's actually going to pay for this? Because in the end, you may end up with a higher water price, or the total business case has to make sense. And the other thing is we have to save water. So there is an incentive coming from that point of view. So in the end, you do need to make a change. It's a matter of time. Yeah. And the challenge there is really to get people hooked on now, that they join this train.
That they see the urgency as well. Thanks, Stefan, for your introduction and also your contribution. But now I will move to Adrian on the screen. Adrian is from Urufex, a startup in Spain, focusing specifically as a technology provider on water efficiency and water circularity solutions. But Adrian, I think you can explain this even better than I can, so please do.
Well, thank you for the invitation. Pleasure to be with you. My name is
Adrian Valdeolmillos. I'm the Chief Growth Officer of Urufex. As a startup based in the north of Spain. And we have developed an innovative technology in order to regenerate water using water as raw material without using any chemicals. Okay, so what we practically do is we have like 3 different use cases in which we apply Urufex technology for achieving different water, chemicals, and energy savings. As it can be Uracle, that is the Urufex technology applied to cooling systems, principally cooling towers and evaporative condensers, as well as Uracle, which is the application of the Urufex technology to washing producing lines on industry, in order for washing products like lettuce, carrots, potatoes, for example. And as well, we have a third commercial solution is called URCRS, which is our solution in order for regenerating water from the sterilization process at the same time as saving a lot of energy.
Adrian, we just heard really nice solutions from your side, but also maybe a little bit on where the savings go, because if you talk about business case, which you just mentioned, well, of course, companies will ask the first question: what will it give me?
Sure. This is one of the key bases of the Urufex technology. What we do is trying to join sustainability as well as profitability in just one solution. So applying Urufex technology for any of the use cases we have, like the company will have massive water savings. We are able to reduce water consumption up to 90%, only using the technology and the process where the technology is adapted, as well as eliminating all the chemicals with its corresponding cost for this kind of applications. Like as well, cost of chemicals are increasing with every year, you know. So as well as one profitable item we give to the clients. Apart from that, and we have as well a couple of solutions in which the energy consumption is as well very reduced. So it is interesting from the client side to apply the technology as well from the energy part. And one thing I think I didn't mention before is that as well within our hardware, we have included some digitalization and monitorization sensors, which gives the client the like in real time the different parameters of the water quality. So applying the technology as well, we give the client the possibility to understand better how the quality of the water of this specific process is working, and as well to reduce in very high percentage all the maintenance they have to do for the different use cases in which we apply the technology as well. So it's another indirect efficiency we give to the clients, and it's as well sum up.
It's not only energy saving, not only water saving, but also measuring water quality. And coming back to what we just started with in the beginning, water quality also being a challenge, and where a lot of developments are ongoing. That's maybe an interesting add-on also for companies. And I think in your work you also face with water quality within industry.
Definitely, yeah. So it's within the factory that you have the water quality for the food safety, but also when you release it as wastewater, then what water quality does it have, and what else can I do with it? Can it be part of a chain that I further share it with another entity?
Is it also in wastewater that the water quality can be monitored?
Yeah, sure. We apply Urufex technology on specific use cases on water quality. We call this solution URAC. in order for reduce emerging contaminants, for example, coming from hospitals or this kind of pharma industry, for example, and as well a couple of more specific use cases and the ones I mentioned before. But yeah, one of our main output as well, and it really works on the agri-food industry, and especially on our solution called Urufex, is the water quality. Because like it's definitely critical for the client in order to be able to measure how the water is on this process where we are washing products that then the people will eat. So it's definitely critical for them, even more than the payback sometimes.
Yeah. And I can imagine, because we also you mentioned food safety a few times now. You have the operational manager in the factory saying, oh, I want this system installed. Then you get your quality inspector or your quality manager in the organization. Well, how does that work with safety regulations, food safety, and these and that? Do you experience this also when you work with clients? And how do you deal with those challenges?
Yeah, I'd say is the third question they make to us. First is how it works. Second is what happens if this breaks. Who is coming to fix it? And then the third one is how it's gonna change the water of the quality of my water. So we really work very close with the engineering team, as well apart from the R&D and the quality teams, in order to assess that the water they need is the water that we can give to them. Because like I said, it's critical, and they were having many problems using chemicals in the past for this specific processes, even affecting, like the lifespan of the products. So it then goes to the retail, and the longer the better, for the product to be able to be consumable on their retail. Yeah.
And looking at Stefan, because you mentioned food safety, that's why I get to this. When you work with SMEs together, I can imagine also food safety comes up quite often, especially with water quality. How do you deal with that? What are the questions that come up? And do you see also specific things in the Netherlands that maybe we can solve here or use maybe such a technology?
Yeah, so I am also constrained with the boundaries that you have, so I cannot change that. No. And it will not change on the short term, not in Spain, not here in the Netherlands. So you're looking into possibilities, really. And mostly it's about if you really want to use it internally, circular, to see if you can, if it's going to be used for the same purpose. If it's a salad, are you going to rinse a salad with the same water? Are you going to use it for another system? Yeah. That is one possibility. Or you use it outside of the factory for a different purpose. So those are the easy ways. Yeah. And if you really want to do it in the factory, where this solution is for, really one-on-one reuse the water, then then you have to make a handshake with the people from the factory. Okay, like this is key for us, and we will make it work. In the end, it's their risk that they have. So if you agree with them that you have a good solution, that you're able to do it, then you can move forward.
So a lot about trust.
Trust, in the end. Definitely, and collaboration in that part, and that people feel the support. I always say the solution has to be good, the support has to be better. Yeah. So if you provide all the way A to Z support, then people will work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe also looking at your Urufex from Spain. Of course, Spain is a country where broth and water has always been quite scarce, and a need for circular systems on water. The Netherlands, well, up until now, had enough water, maybe sometimes even too much. Can we learn actually, or do you see, because you also work in the Netherlands, or you look at the Netherlands as a market, do you see differences there, and what can we learn actually maybe even from Spain?
Yeah, well, it's true that it's a really important problem here, from especially in some of our areas, eastern side and southern side, principally. And sometimes water is more than an issue from the cost side, in sense of that we have a lot of clients are coming to us just because their areas, they don't have enough water to produce as much as they can, for example, or as much as they want, they have, for example, like 2 shifts instead of having 3 shifts, which it's a pity, just because of not having enough water to support the production process. So there the payback is enormous, for them, and the way they see the water is completely different. Apart from the chemical savings and the water savings they can apply with the Urufex technology, So, but it is true that as well, how critical is water on some principally agri-food industrial processes is as well one thing we have seen as well in the Netherlands. And I think everybody is really trying to make things better, and chemicals sometimes are a problem in order for massive production, because principally the products they suffer them. So if you are able as a client to produce it with less cost and more safety and in a more sustainable way, why not to do it? And as I said, Netherlands, I think is having this really on their minds, even having enough water to produce. Yeah.
And from your point of view?
Yeah, so actually where I want to tap in is that
nice.
he mentions the materials that are in the water. So you can have salt, acid, base, or minerals.
Yeah.
So there are also techniques now to filter that out. So at the source, at the factory, you have the technology to really filter it out and really reuse those materials within the plant. Yeah? So and if you do source treatment at the factory, you can reuse the acid or the base, or you can get a lot of minerals out. Everybody happy, because the people from the plant, they can reuse that.
Yeah.
They lower the cost, the overall cost, so the business case is better.
Yeah.
And the water board is also happy, because they can more easy clean the water that comes to them, the wastewater stream, and so they can comply to the kaderrichtlijn water.
Yeah.
In order that the effluent that they have is cleaner. Yeah? So it's a chain reaction that you have. And if you start at the source, so within the plant, that is key.
But I can also imagine if you want to do this, for instance, I'm a factory and I have a large effluent of water with starch in it, which we have actually a company that have this.
Yeah.
I also need to make my processes different if I want to get that starch out of the water before it goes to the water board.
Yeah.
So do you see that companies do start with it, or is this still too much a hurdle to do this actually in?
Yeah, so there are different solutions available in the market, like what we have here, from different SMEs within the province here. So there are different solutions.
Mm-hmm.
The key is really not so much the technology, I think, but it's really to find those companies that are willing to implement them.
Yeah.
And that's where you start. As an example, I run a pilot at Kroon food production So they have the pickles.
Yeah.
And they arrive...
Very Dutch pickles.
Yeah, so they actually arrive from India because you can have 4 seasons of pickles.
Not so Dutch.
No. And actually that's where they make different products out of it. And they transport it in a very salt environment. And that salt, that's actually what you want to extract before you release it to the waterboard. We have treatment in place there, and we tested it, and then again the whole business case makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you do it in such way, that's where you find the collaboration technique industry, and we also use the students from Avans
Okay,
University.
so you really worked within the ecosystem with the different players.
Definitely. Local students, so they can also see how it actually works.
Yeah.
What is the challenge here in the water sector and in the food sector?
Yeah.
And that from this internship, they can also learn, and from there they can even get a job. This is also one of the key goals that I have, that people find their way into the food sector and into the water sector. So we also have new people there.
Well, I think we can find each other there because actually there are a lot of places to be filled within the food sector still. So we need more people there. But yeah, you see these different players coming together to work on a solution for this specific factory.
You have to close the loop,
Yeah.
I think, and that's really to find the collaboration there.
Yeah.
And that is and a pilot or also internationally, where you find the collaboration and get a new solution to the country.
Yeah. So Adrian, when you look at like your next steps within your organizations, I can assume you also look at collaborations, partners to partner up with. What are you actually looking for yourself, or?
Yeah, well, I'd say we have maybe 2-3 different ways in order to expand internationally, because like I said, we really came from seeing in our previous life, professional life, let's say, where was the pain of the industry. You know, they were having much wastewater or waste consumption, but said, as well as much chemical consumption, which at the end it was implying a lot of problems. So it is principally, I would say, similar everywhere. You know, even having more or less quantity of water on their different regions and countries. And I think that everybody is more or less looking for making something better, more efficiently if possible, and with more quality. You know, so we have found a lot of different countries which are really interesting for our technology. Netherlands is, I said, one of them. I think the culture as well of the people on the market is at least really aligned with this kind of activities. As well, the regulation coming from the European Union, it will, I think, help on it, as the same as the price of the water. That if you have a look, it remains same for the more or less same compared to electricity, for example, for the past 20-25 years. We think as well it will change in the coming future.
The incentive will change, actually, what also you mentioned.
Sure.
It will increase, yeah.
And collaborations in order to expand the technology, as said, they will come by collaborating with multinationals. You know, they will have different plans worldwide. So we work with some of them now, you know, within this first steps as a company, and we are having further conversations in order to expand our technology in the different use cases that we'll have in other parts of the world as well. The net is really important, even the regional and the local nets for all the O&M activities, all the maintenance. In our case, we do hardware, so it is as well very important to partner with people that's doing something similar to what we do, or at least making maintenances to these different use cases. So yeah, I think this trying to create this net is really interesting in countries like, I said, Netherlands, Japan, Korea, for example. We have having some conversation over there. Italy, that is somehow similar to what we have here in Spain in terms of the commodity sector, agri-food sector.
Yeah. So actually, listening to you would disagree when you hear on this side that there is enough technology, because actually maybe there still needs to be also done on the technology side still.
Yeah, well, of course, must be done much work even for us. Our vision is to try to reuse or to regenerate, better said, as much water as possible from different use cases. But I think there are some first steps made, and I think like the most important thing for the technology development is as well that at the same time it is sustainable and innovative, it is profitable, for the client. This is definitely the key point for the integration of technology within at least the industrial processes or even for retail.
And I think you also talked already about the business case, so I think looking at the
perfectly aligned.
But maybe also from your side, as you're a platform, so really on this collaboration, bringing people together. But how do you look at your organization, your role, maybe also towards the future? What do you still think there's needed, and how do you see it also in the future?
Yeah. So the platform started 10 years ago. So it was really to group up and say, okay, what are we going to do? We can, as a group, do more than as an individual organization. I joined 5 years ago. The key question was like, really, how do I get new people into the SMEs? So through internships, we solved that basically, to search for the involvement early days.
Yeah.
And there will be more questions. So climate change is happening. The regulations are changing. There's less usable water. I wouldn't say less water, but usable water.
And what do you mean when you say usable water?
Yeah, I mean, if you look around in the Netherlands, if you fly over it, you see plenty of water. So not all people understand.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So they say, there's an excess of water, but really usable water that you can really put into your glass and put into the soda bottles. That is another thing. And then, so the challenges will increase, and we have less people. So also, when you look at the universities, less people join. Yeah. So by default, you have less hands. Yeah. So also, not only on the hardware part, but also the AI part, the software part, data, collaboration with exchanging data, how to improve systems. That will be key, I think. And I think we have a role there. And in the end, it will not only be a platform for the SMEs, but also for the universities, and really on the data part, and really how can I improve the efficiency. So also different courses that will join, not only the water technical courses that you have, but also data, ICT, that type of people that we also need in order to solve the problem.
Yeah, so also looking within industry, within organizations, companies to improve their data collection and making best use of the data that they collect already on their processes.
Definitely, yeah.
It's a very recognizable challenge, I think, as well, still for industry, the digitalization part. But it's a whole different discussion, I think.
Different cup of tea.
Different cup of tea, but nonetheless still very important as well.
But any plant factory can make more efficient. Yeah. For that you need data, quality data, quantity data. Yeah. So that's all part of it.
I think I will wrap up this conversation with both of you. Just a very brief summary of some of the points I think we touched upon. First of all, I think one important one is what you both mentioned is the part on it also has to be, well, of course, both sustainable, but also profitable. So the business case, looking at with your customer, with your client, how to make it profitable, how to create these savings, how to make it efficient. Data is a big part there, super important. Trust, I think you mentioned it. Yeah. You have to trust your technology partner that he will make sure that the food safety is taken into account. And on the other side, as a technology partner, make sure that you listen to your food industry partner, what is needed, and that their concerns are taken into account, the risks are taken into account. And collaboration, I think, but that comes with the trust, of course.
That's key. Yeah,
it's key.
Sure.
I think those are, the main takeaways. And not sure if we have enough technology, but at least start implementing it already. Yeah. I think that's also an important one. Look at solutions that are being developed already, because there are plenty. So these are my 3 takeaways. But maybe Adriaan on the screen, maybe you also have a final takeaway that you can give to our audience.
Well, based on what we talked, I'd say it is really important what you highlight, that it is to try to apply technology with has sustainability part, innovation part, and of course profitability part, just in one solution. And I think it was one of the bases we apply when creating Urufex. And I think it is the key in order to change how water is used on principally industry and on society.
Well, thank you, Adriaan, for your takeaway. Stefan, also same question to you. What will be your main takeaway after this session?
If there's one takeaway, I would say don't do things by yourself, but really reach out and think in terms of systems and not just your own organization, because then you can really do much more quicker, safer, and people have the expertise. Yeah. So try to work there together with other people.
Reach out.
Reach out, yeah.
Good takeaway. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed this webinar and also keep an eye out for the next ones. Also make sure you follow the website and LinkedIn page on all the updates of the Food Tech event. And we hope to see you at the Food Tech event.